have a last question. We've been presenting a very bleak picture for a couple of hours. I've been thinking about what I call militant depression. That is basically people who hope to change the world are tempted by depression. It used to be that when Margaret Thatcher talked about her slogan, Tina, there is no alternative, we thought, well, that's on the right. And then Social Democrats joined and thought, yeah, we've got to be realistic. And of course, radicals think, no, we haven't bought that. But it seems to me that the depression is the fact that it's not a question of buying it, but from one defeat to the next, how can we avoid this depression? At the same time, we must avoid it because it's the ultimate ruse of reason, of neoliberal reason. That is basically, if we're depressed, we're not going to fight, and that helps this regime. So I was wondering, how should we resist? And I think your work is an example of not giving up, just keeping up with the fight. And in particular, it seems to me that on one hand, it's in a meaningless world, trying to make sense of things, and at the same time, mobilizing collectively, and finally realizing that we're not powerless. And you talk about la potencia feminista, feminist power. And it seems to me that's the condition for what you call changing everything.
Yes, that is another way or another important sentence or slogan from the movement that they are trying to capture. For example, Abascal, but also Milei, they are saying that they are revolutionary people that are trying to change everything. So we are confronting, I think, this kind of perversion, but also capture, but also I think that the most maybe appropriate term could be counter-revolution. And I think one thing that was so crucial in the feminist movement, and it is so crucial, is the joyful militancy that involved being in feminist initiatives, in feminist collectives, in feminist demonstrations. So I think that they are also trying to go against this experience that we share in our bodies of this joyful militancy. And I think that is also the source of resentment in some kind of things. And also, I think that when I was talking before about the war against social reproduction, I am referring also as a war against the conditions of social reproduction of the struggles. Because nowadays, it is very much difficult, for example, to organize if you are struggling with the prices of food, or you are struggling with the unemployment of your mother, or if you have not money for the bus. So I think that they are trying to undo all these joyful spaces that were so important, also in critical moments and in critical contexts, that the feminist, transfeminist militancy developed also as a way to reorganize social reproduction, but everyday life, not only the moment of very massive and very important demonstrations, also the translation of this kind of massiveness into a new sensibility, but also a new form of experimenting, affective bonds, but also housing as a feminist issue and feminist problematic, and also how to relate the pensionates' struggles with feminist struggles. I think that there are a lot of collective intelligence about how to produce this joyful militancy in very critical context. And I think that fascism is, trying to completely ruin that and to cancel that and to stop that. I think that nowadays, of course, this conceptualization of the counter-revolution is very important. Also to understand that they are reacting against a collective power, against transfeminists and collective potencia and so on. So I think this is important also, and you mentioned before, because it's something that maybe some progressive or some leftist analysis or approaches are not recognizing, or they are recognizing as guilty. So the feminist movement is guilty of the far-right radicalization, or the feminist movement was talking about non-important issues, but nowadays the right wing is talking about class, and it is the subject that matters. So I think that it is important, yes, to put this sort of political vocabulary about counter-revolution to also recuperate the idea that they are reacting against our collective capacity, and also how to, yes, produce at least different situations where you can rebuild this capacity of organizing everyday life, social reproduction, and after that the capacity to mobilize in a broader sense from below and from, yes, our experience, I think.
So depression is not an option.
No.
And it's not inevitable.
It's not inevitable. I don't know if it is not an option, but I think it is an option.